B through Z. Time is up, guard. War never changes.
Every heart returned to darkness.
If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
My life was as
I need a weapon.
Hello everybody and welcome to B through Z. We're currently broadcasting from the top of a construction crane in the middle of New York. I'm your bestest host, as always, Robbie, aka Zolrog.
And I'm your rapper host, Adam, aka Bored to Tears, aka Crazy Ho, aka Pyro Junkie, aka Delusive.
Okay, we get it. I guess they know now why the name is B through Z. We're here to fill your listener skulls with as much nerdy shit as we can for the next about an hour. We got a very toasty show for you today, so stay tuned for the for hot tidbits like our game review of a 6-year-old masterpiece. That sounds really wrong now that I say it. It is a game that came out 6 years ago. It's not a 6-year-old masterpiece. Oh, anyways. So, we're going to jump right into the gaming news section here. God, I'm all like...
That's like the intro, right?
Yeah, you do
Is
it.
that a good one?
It's just
Is that
you.
I already did it.
All right, fair enough. Okay, so gaming news section. This week we have a couple of different topics that I need to go over as usual. I'm gonna start off here with the elephant in the room. Obviously, The Division came out this week, and there's been some controversy. There's been some joy. There's been some tears. There's been some bugs. And, you know, this is where we talk about it. So, to start off, Adam, how much have you been able to play The Division?
Not much. I was surprised the amount I did get to play was between the hours of 2 a.m. and 5 a.m.
Very cool.
On a Monday. So that was
nice.
helpful to my work schedule
I'm
week.
sure it was.
But yeah, I mean, they did a really cool introduction area, and there's
Right.
really cool cinematics that we didn't get to see in the beta, so that was pretty tasty.
Yeah, it was definitely nice to see the beginning and see everything new so far. I've been playing it a little bit more than that. And I just want to... I have a couple things I need to say. First...
Okay.
When the game came out, it had a rocky start when it did the North American release. So when the North American release happened, all the servers went down, and people couldn't play for probably an hour to an hour and a half, 2 hours tops. And from that very moment, Steam reviews were open and able to be done, and people jumped on them. And I was looking at them because I was wondering, you know, how that might be affecting their reviews. And people dropped their reviews down to probably a 30% positive rating. So it was 70% of the reviews were negative. And I read through a lot of them because the servers were down, so I didn't have anything better to do. And most of them, people hadn't even played for more than 2 hours. So, and it was all the servers are down. The servers are down. And I thought to myself of how much this was going to cause, like, how much this is going to affect the game, because people like myself, even when I'm looking through Steam to buy a new game, I look at the reviews, and if it's mixed, I move right on. And
You don't even worry about like reading the ones.
Maybe
that
I'll read a
thumbs
few.
down?
Yeah, maybe I'll read a few. But like generally, if there's more than 50% of the people are saying that it's a negative game, there's generally a good reason for that.
Yeah,
but
true.
after seeing what people did to this game, it's like my universe is shattered. And within the last 2 days, so you know, since it came out till today, the percentage has gone up by 20%. So it's safe to say,
a little bit.
yeah, and it's probably just going to continue keep recovering because people are now getting to play the game, and it's actually people who are basing it on how the game plays, not how the servers were on day one, which I think we all know at this point never go well.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
most online multiplayer games that are boasting this big of an open world with this
Right.
many players,
Yeah,
they're gonna fucking crash.
yeah, exactly.
There's no preparing for it because you could never you could never test that. How are you going to test that in-house?
Yeah, I mean they did they did the betas and everything, but they still couldn't prepare for the fact that it was just gonna. I mean, and there's been so many worse launches out there. The first thing that comes to my head is Diablo 3. When Diablo 3 came out, it was down pretty much the entire night, and nobody could even play single player because they couldn't connect to the servers. And if that had a Steam review, it would have been crushed. So it's just frustrating to see people, and I'm not trying to fanboy it. I'm just out of like,
honestly, Ubisoft, I don't know which way to pronounce it.
I should say Ubisoft.
Okay, Ubisoft recovered pretty fucking well.
I think so too. And
they really lived up to the demand after they realized how big the demand would be.
Yeah. So there's people are getting on it now for a lot of different reasons. One is some of the quests get a little bit repetitive, but the main missions are not repetitive. They're new each time, and they're a lot of fun. My only concern right now is that I would like for them to do two things. Is one, I would like for them to reduce the health on mobs, because right now the mobs that you fight have so much health, and it's so insane that I just think it needs a little bit of balancing. But
are you even max level and you're encountering these?
No, I'm not max level, so I don't know if it's like that at max level. But I've heard a lot of other people voice this concern. And so, I mean, that's just a balancing issue. That's just something that's probably going to get addressed anyways.
Yeah.
And then my other issue is that the season pass is out and it's $40. So that's going to deter a lot of people from getting it. And in a game like this where it's going to be a lot more fun when you play with friends, not every single one of my friends are going to want to get that season pass.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of those people.
Yeah, exactly. and that's going to affect me. So not only is that going to affect a group of people, but it's going to affect their friends as well who do want to get it or keep playing this game. And so I really think they should rethink that price right now, because that's a bit crazy for a season pass price to be like that. And it just worries me that it's going to push people away rather than keep them playing.
Yeah. I mean, I may not buy the season pass, but I'll probably end up buying DLC as it comes out, if they do come out with the DLC in their plan. Yeah. Because I'm not a fan of sinking my money into something that I cannot tell what the end product is going to be.
Exactly. So I mean, we got the video, but you don't know for certain if it's going to turn out that way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a lot of money to throw up front when I have no idea.
I mean, when you already bought a $60 game, yeah. Adding another $40 on top of it is asking quite a bit. I mean, Battlefield or Star Wars Battlefront. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, So I mean,
it was extra. That was $50, wasn't it?
Something like that. Yeah. Either way, it just needs to not be doing this. In this case, it is, since it will be an MMO style game. I mean, it has a little bit more leeway to pull that kind of move, but at the same time, that's not me saying that it's okay. I do not think a $40 price tag on the season pass is a good price tag on it at all.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because last week I told people don't buy the gold edition, wait until the season pass comes out. Because I mean, in every past experience, the gold editions or deluxe editions are extra rather than getting a game and then getting a season pass afterwards. So, what the hell do I know? With this whole games like The Division, where they just are so huge, they're giant games, and it's been kind of it's been what game developers have been trying to do for the past few years now, is make these gigantic games that are going to take up as much of your time as possible. I was thinking about it, and I scroll through my Steam library every once in a while, and I see games like Metal Gear Solid 5, which I never finished, or The Witcher 3, which I never finished. And you start thinking about it like, are these games adding too much? And and I was thinking about it because I want to play those games, but when I see The Witcher, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to play The Witcher, it's what goes through my head first is I'm going to have to figure out where I was again. I'm going to have to relearn some of the things that I've forgotten at this point, and it's going to feel more like a chore than actually playing the game. So I'm thinking...
seriously?
Yeah, and I know you feel the same way, right?
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
There's actually a funny quote that I just read in a totally unrelated book, but they were like, any 1 minute interruption takes 2 minutes to get back to that thing that you were interrupted from.
Exactly.
And The Witcher 3 is no exception.
Yeah.
Which means if you've been a month away from the
Yeah.
game, you come back and you're just like, what?
Exactly.
No, I've got to start over because I have no idea where I'm at.
Exactly. It's terrifying to get back into these things. And I hate that feeling. I want to play these awesome games, but they just take up so much time. So that's just me throwing a little opinion out there real quick. Just tossing that out there.
Well, and The Division, I mean, The Witcher 3 and MSG 5, they all kind of boast a really open or a really large experience that actually feels like I'm experiencing something new every time I do jump into it and take that plunge, that time sink.
Take the plunge.
Yeah. In your experience with The Division, does it seem like all this content that they've thrown in is more than just like a shit ton of mobs that you have to kill over and over again? Like, do you feel like it's WoW where you're grinding a ton? Or does it feel like a fresh new experience every time you do jump into it?
So the side quests and the encounters are very WoW-like. They're very grindy.
Oh, okay.
And it's fucking a stable of Ubisoft at this point to just make a very, very, just
Similar,
rehash the
like-
same side quests over and over and over again. They do it they make Assassin's Creed, right?
They do.
Yeah, so
And-
they do it in Assassin's Creed, they do it in Far Cry, and that's why the most recent Far Cry actually doesn't have good reviews, is because people were like, okay, this is like the 5th time now that you guys have remade Far Cry 3.
You gotta climb the towers, scope out to get the map. And
Actually, they made a big deal about saying that you don't have to do that anymore, which is how innovative they are. So those quests and the side quests and the
new
encounters.
feature. We took out an old feature.
There's a new feature. It's not going to feel as much of a chore. The side quests and the encounters, very grindy. The main missions are a lot of fun, I think.
How often do you play the main missions?
Every 2 levels, you can play the main missions. So it's like the first one's like level 4, then the next one's level 6, then 8, then 10, and so on and so forth.
And that actually advances the storyline too.
That advances the storyline, and you get base resources, so you don't have to. So that it might end up that at the end of doing all those, you'll still have enough base resources. I don't know though. I think you might have to do some encounters.
Base resources was like upgrading your abilities, right? It like upgrades your tech wing, your
exactly
medic wing.
And upgrading those wings is what gives you the new abilities, talents, and perks. So, I mean, I think that the main missions make up for it. I'm having a lot of fun playing through it, and I'm very excited to hit the end game and play in the Dark Zone, as well as do some of the main missions on the harder difficulties.
Okay.
But yeah, the leveling experience can feel a little bit grindy, but I mean, in the end, I do think that it will be worth it, but we'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, so the other topics that I had in the gaming news were in regards to this game called Battleborn. Have you heard of Battleborn, Adam?
I don't think I have, actually.
Okay, so it is so Gearbox, who made Borderlands, which you played, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they are making a FPS MOBA. So, or from what I've heard, is people call it a Shmoba because it's a shooter and a MOBA.
Oh, this is like Smite, right?
Right, a little bit like Smite, but more of a mix between a arena-based shooter alongside of a MOBA. So it's straight up first person. You can jump off ramps, you do all sorts of crazy abilities. It adds more versatility, supposedly.
Okay.
I played the beta a while ago, and the reason that I'm bringing up Battleborn is because it recently had some news in regards to its new characters. I just want to throw this out there. I don't think Battleborn is going to be any good. And I think people need to realize this real quick. They are making this game, and it's going to take... So it's an FPS MOBA, and it's not... It doesn't... Those do not mesh well together. That is... I'm saying it right now. I played the beta, and it was crammed full of shit. It had the lanes, so you're supposed to go to your lanes like you would in a MOBA, but alongside of that, it has like turrets that you can buy on the sides. You get a bunch of gold, but all you can do is spend it on upgrades to the map. So you can like buy a turret here, and then the enemy can kill the turret, and then they can buy a turret, and then you can buy like a shock field here. And so it has, and then the leveling system.
Is that like upgrading your base? Like that you don't actually place it, you just go out and you buy it and it appears somewhere?
Yeah, you don't get to place it. It is where it is.
Gotcha.
And then on the beta itself, I played a character that was, her name was Orendia, I believe. And she was legitimately voiced by the same exact person who voiced Tiny Tina in Borderlands 2, who was a very popular character in Borderlands 2. But it's the same exact person voicing her doing the same exact character of Tiny Tina. Oh. It is a literal copy, and people, I mean, maybe I'm the only one who thinks this, but the same type of comedy over and over and over again gets old.
Yeah, especially if you're like a Borderlands fan and you're like, oh, a new Gearbox game. It's
maybe they'll
cool.
add some new jokes. Maybe they'll do this, but not really. It's just the same psychopathic humor between the characters.
I wonder if they reused the same assets. They're just like, you know what? Maybe we can save on this voice actor and just
I don't know.
Throw their shit in there.
Despite all this, I mean, the gameplay is fairly fun, but it just feels clunky. And like I said, sometimes it feels like so much is being thrown at you that it's super overwhelming. It's trying to add too much to it.
I mean, from what you're describing, it sounds like it's not very focused.
Exactly. It feels like it has no focus. It doesn't know what it wants you to do. I mean, and granted, sometimes MOBAs need to fall into what their whole point is, what makes them special. But I don't feel like this is going to get anywhere very well. It also uses the Heroes of the Storm style upgrading for each of your characters. So when you level up, instead of like buying any new gear like you would in Dota or Han or Smite or anything like that, you get to choose between one of two perks. That's it. Just yeah, and it's like
so your builds are like really pigeonholed. Then,
exactly. Right? It's not that customizable at all. I mean, even Heroes of the Storm gives you more options than that. So I'm not too excited for it. There are better MOBAs out there. There are better arena brawlers out there. It just feels like a weak combo of the two. And as the great Ron Swanson once said, don't ever half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing. So I think they're making a mistake with that.
Oh, fuck, that quote is great.
I know. But yeah, so, I mean, and on top of that, another kind of Shmoba is coming out called Paragon.
There's a fuck ton of these coming out.
Yeah, it's a huge thing right now. You've got Overwatch, Paragon, Battleborn, Paladins, and even some game called Lawbreakers. It just keeps going with these games. It is the fad right now. So, I mean, we'll see which one ends up dominating in the end. Let's all, probably take the guess that Overwatch is going to do it.
I guess competition's always great, though.
Yeah, it'll push the other ones to be better and knock the bad ones out. So we'll see where this ends up. But yeah, so I don't know. Keep your eye out for that shit. But yeah, I think that's it for the gaming news segment. That took a lot longer than I expected it to, so I apologize.
Yeah, we stuck on Division there for a while.
Well,
I mean, it was all. I thought it was really interesting info, especially since I haven't gotten to play it that much.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of shit to it. So hopefully that was informative to all of our viewers. Hopefully.
This has been Robbie's News.
That was pretty cool.
All right, cool. I'm glad
I'm going to save that and I'm going to put it in on all the episodes.
Yes! It finally happened!
This has been Robbie's News.
So, on to the gamer story of the week. We're doing our own story because we actually got a bunch of stories, but fuck you guys.
Yeah, he took so long now that it's our turn.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
So, deal with it.
So, Adam, I believe you have the story for this week, right?
Remember when we were kids in high school and all we did for summer break was land at each other's houses?
Yes, I do, actually.
Oh my
we played
God.
a lot of WoW.
There was like even one time where we brought an Xbox over to Bob's house and we did it was like 2 Xboxes, right?
No, that was when Halo 3 came out. And we did, instead of
System Link.
We system linked. Kids nowadays don't even know what system link is. We system linked, and I had just gotten my Xbox 360 and just gotten my Halo, and somebody set up my 360 on a pillow. Like a straight up pillow. And granted, these are the new generation consoles that were a ton weaker than like the GameCube before it and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
But somebody set it up on a pillow and it slid off and it ruined my Halo 3 game.
That's right.
Yeah.
They would eat the discs.
Yeah, it's exactly what it did. It just destroyed the disc.
It's brand new.
It was I was so sad. I was depressed. And Bob, our friend Bob, even said that night that I was talking in my sleep about how sad I was about Halo. I was legitimately like, no,
torturing
no,
you.
Halo, no. Yeah, so I was fucked up.
Anyways, there was one time we did the same kind of thing, except we brought in 2 tables. There was 7 of us, and we were all in David's den. Do you remember this? It was like, David's parents just bought this giant, like 70-inch TV.
Right.
We used it for Rock Band and shit.
Right.
So we had 7 people in there, 2 tables. We all set up our own computers.
Multiple computers and Rock Band.
We had 2 power strips daisy chained together with everyone's shit plugged into them.
I mean, granted, that sounds like, heaven. So, like, we really had it going there, man. That
was so much fun.
That was a good one.
And then, we need to throw another LAN party like that again sometime soon.
Oh, yeah,
Invite
definitely.
everyone and their families and then just let them watch us play video games.
And their families, like, hey, watch a bunch of grown-ups, like, do this again. Isn't this cute? No.
Playing plastic fucking instruments to Rock Band.
Didn't
the old ass.
I would still play Rock Band. I
Hell
have no
yes.
shame. Didn't 3 of us sleep on the same bed that night?
Oh shit.
And doesn't David's dad have a picture of that?
I think someone does have a picture of it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It was like a tiny pull-out futon in that same
pull-out
room.
futon.
And I think we stayed up hella late, so we ended up sleeping
because we all left, and it was near Christmas time. We all left. We all snuck out because that's how young we were. We snuck out. And we were like fucking badass.
Oh
and
god, those are the days with like TP people and shit. Doorbell ditch. Doorbell ditch. I'm gonna do that tonight.
I'm gonna go do that
doorbell
too.
ditching for the hell of it.
I'm gonna go doorbell ditch someone tonight.
I'm gonna call you, and we're gonna doorbell ditch someone together in 2 different states.
There we go. It'll be the doorbell ditch that rang across the country.
Well, half the country.
Whatever, that's fine. That works.
For those of you that didn't know, Robbie's in Arizona. I'm in California, but we're both somehow in the same.
We're in the same studio right now. Our studio is like In and Out, because every In and Out looks the same because it actually is the same In and Out. It's just a portal to the same fucking In and Out.
Whoa! You're blowing my mind right now. Is
It's
there
true.
In and Outs in Arizona?
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, I got lucky. I'm not that far away from California, so we still have them. If we didn't, I would kill myself, straight up. No lie.
Oh, fucking animal style fries.
I would animal style my brains if we didn't have In and Out.
All right. Just put some grilled onions and.
I would. I put all that
there.
like the Thousand Island dressing and shit, and I would just.
It up.
I need my In and Out.
Eat your own brain. That's
Exactly.
worse than cannibalism, I think.
It's the same thing. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
Like
right,
that's like
well-
saying that getting a blowjob is different than sucking yourself off. There's no difference.
I think there's a difference.
No, there's not. No.
All right. Well, this has been our story of the week. Please remember to send in your stories at BthroughZpodcast@gmail.com. We were kidding earlier. We still haven't gotten any stories.
But you know, if you guys are listening and you want to send it, go for it. If not, you get to keep hearing our stories. Either way, we're having fun with it.
Definitely.
We're hoping that you guys are enjoying it too.
And the best one gets a grilled cheese. from Adam Stropman.
Same.
So
I made a grilled chilies the other night, and it didn't look anywhere near as good as what yours do. And I was gonna post it. I was gonna send you a picture. Like, does this look good?
I'd just criticize you about it. He used the totally wrong cheese, motherfucker.
So we have a new segment where we do, well, it's not a new segment, but we're going to be switching off every week between indie boners and game reviews.
Yeah, we've even got a new review system specifically for our game review weeks. So what we're going to do for our reviews is we're going to have 2 thumbs per host and then 1 thumb per David.
Yes, and
our
for
friend
those of you...
David.
Yeah. Go ahead. You introduce David.
Oh, okay. All right. Our friend David is awesome, but he's also a dick. So it's actually impossible for David to give anything other than 1 thumb up to anything besides The Office. He's in love with The Office.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a 5 thumb system.
It was Quiz Up. David was like 3rd in the world of Quiz Up for The Office. that app where it asks you stupid ass questions about The Office or about whatever category you choose. He was like 3rd top scoring in the world. No joke.
Pretty impressive, actually.
It is impressive. It is, but that guy likes it way
material.
too much. Exactly.
He's got locked in his brain.
But yeah, so we're going to be doing
give
that.
him a call for the review?
We're going to be doing that 5 thumb system. And this week, we're going to be doing it about Lost Planet 2, which if you follow the show, we actually did a Let's Play of, and David was there, so you might have already heard his voice. But let's go ahead and give David a call here real quick, huh? Adam, how does that sound?
That sounds great to me.
Okay, Adam, I'm giving him a call.
We're dialing.
Yes,
it's a ringing.
Beep, boop, beep, beep, boop, boop.
Hey guys.
No, he's here. Hey, David, how's it going?
Hey, good. How you doing?
I'm
good.
I'm good.
We just introduced your thumb.
We did. The one thumb that you have left after the war. We're sorry. We're going to do Lost Planet. So we're going to start with Adam's review. Then we're going to jump over to my review. And then you get last review as the tiebreaker of, is it good? Is game good?
Let's go.
Alrighty.
So Adam, give us a
Well,
review
we're also
of
going
Lost
to
Planet.
total those thumbs up, right?
Yeah, well, you know, it's
We'll figure it out.
In
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Fuck off. Do your fucking review.
All right, so Lost Planet 2, 6-year-old game. I give this 1 thumbs up. I really like the absolute mayhem this game launches at you. You get crazy-ass boss battles. There's so much fucking fun. But my other thumb is usually reserved for cohesive storyline and character building, which this game doesn't have any of. So I really have no idea.
You can customize your character, which is character.
You can
building.
slightly customize your character.
It's like straight up building a
This
character.
isn't an argument, it's a review.
No, it is. Damn.
He brings up a good point, though.
Mediation.
There's some
These are
sweet.
reviews.
Damn. All right, I'll shut my mouth.
I mean, you get to choose your ending taunt dance, so I guess there's that. That's some sweet character building. But I really have no idea why I'm blowing up this city, or why I'm saving this city, or why we're starting out as a stealth mission, and then all of a sudden we're in mech suits just obliterating everything. So even though this game is a goddamn blast, especially with friends, especially with you guys. I love playing this game with you guys.
Oh, I'm playing with you too.
I just don't really feel that drawn back into it, so I would never play it on my own. If you guys want to play sometime, I'm down. But, because if I'm looking for a game to just jump in, blow shit up, destroy giant monsters, and have crazy mech fights, then fuck yeah, this game is legend. But that's my review. 1 thumbs up.
All right. Well done. So we got 1 thumb up so far. We got 1 out of 2. So my thumbs up, I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs up, and the reason I'm giving this game a 2 thumbs up is because there's a small group of games that really understand like how to fight giant monsters and how to put giant monsters into the games. Lost Planet 2 is definitely one of those games, and I have a bias towards games and movies that pull off the whole giant monster thing really well, and like. It could be my bias talking that makes me want to do the 2 thumbs up, and that's totally fine with me. But I just love giant monsters. And the cool thing about this game is it's like all around classic fun. It's not too damn hard. It's not too damn easy. It's not overcomplicated. It's just a simple game that is like fun. But you can still tell that the developers actually put work into it rather than games that like rely on just over the top action and violence, but they're buggy as fuck and stupid.
The graphics and everything still hold up really well. And this game is incredibly enjoyable.
It incorporates games for Windows Live, which was a really good system, right?
Oh, so good. I think that was their only mistake in making this game.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I definitely give it 2 thumbs up. And I think the only reason you gave it 1 thumb up is because the other is up your goddamn ass, Adam.
It's stuck!
All right, so we've got... we're just waiting on David's now. We just got to see what he is.
So you guys have 3 out of 4?
Yeah.
All right, I'm probably going to agree mostly with Adam, but yeah. So I'm going to give it a thumbs down for my one.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit. 3 out of 5.
Well, David...
So, here, let me put it this way. I agree with Adam in the sense that it was a ton of fun when we were playing together, because we would just kind of yell and laugh and, but I don't think I would ever play the game by myself. And one of the weirdest things I found about the game was, like Adam said, I had absolutely no idea what was going on ever.
We were just bum rushing to the bosses every single time.
What do
The
you mean
boss fights were so fucking incredible, though.
It's pretty simple. There's people in your way. You better shoot them, right?
I wish I had a half a thumb so I could give it a 1.5, but I just don't think that works really well with our rating system.
I think it's kind of a good thing that you don't have half a thumb, though, because it'd be weird if you had 2 thumbs and then a half a thumb somewhere else.
Hey, man, that just means I'm extra grippy.
I don't
And you
think
can't
that's...
forget about those cinematics. Those were incredible, right?
They were.
I
There,
love
see...
those. And for its time, 2010, right?
Good for
Oh,
these
okay.
guys.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I thought the graphics were awesome for that old of a
Yeah,
game.
definitely. Definitely. It looked really good. Yeah, so there you go. Our first review ever. It got a 3 out of 5 thumbs. And since David gave it a thumbs down, it doesn't matter that it's 3 out of 5. It's a thumbs down. It's a thumbs down. Thank you, David. Thank you for joining us.
You're a
Thanks
beast.
for having me.
No, of course. Anytime, David. We love you.
It was our pleasure.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
God, thank God that dude's gone.
Seriously.
Why did we call him?
So fucking annoying.
Oh my God. Did you hear him, like, clicking things?
He was like breathing up all on his mic.
Was he? I didn't hear that part.
Maybe it was a fan.
All right, no, we're just kidding. David's awesome. So, now that you've gotten a taste of our first reviews, and it's all over, and all you got was a taste, we're going to quench that thirst with our movies. Huh?
Yeah, so I've got a little bit of a negative review.
Right, and normally what we just do is discuss upcoming movies, but this time you're going to give us a little movie
I'm just gonna
review,
make
right?
sure nobody fucking watches this. Unless they know absolutely what they're getting themselves into. So there's a Netflix original called Ridiculous 6 with Adam Sandler as the star. And
that is fantastic to hear already.
I know Adam Sandler hasn't been doing well. So I was like, oh,
Hasn't
it's a
been
Netflix
doing well.
original.
That's
It's
an
a-
understatement. That is an understatement.
I think he's purposely just fucking with the people that
Yeah.
pay him
Yeah,
to see how far he can take it.
Exactly.
But this takes it to a whole new level. I think this might be like the top of the Adam Sandler shit list.
His crowning achievement of what he's done worst at.
Yes, exactly. This movie is so fucking terrible. It's extremely racist.
Oh, God.
And it's not even like... Because I don't want to say this, but I do at the same time, so I'm just going to say it. Sometimes there's movies that can pull off comedic racism well. I
Yeah,
don't
a
have
lot
any-
of comedians do that too. So it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, you can scratch the surface and joke at the whole concept of it.
the concept of stereotypes.
Yeah, exactly.
This is actors brown facing, and
Oh, Jesus Christ.
so you get Schneider playing a
course.
Mexican, and it's just the absolutely most stereotypical Mexican. He asks for a taco tree. He wants a magic taco tree. And Adam Sandler plays a white Indian.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So this it stars Adam Sandler and his usual gang, plus Taylor Lautner, who is inexplicably mentally challenged. Maybe the writers were just like, I want to see this kid play someone just horribly messed up in the head. So they use that as comedy for some reason. And then Terry Crews. And not even Terry Crews could save this movie.
No, not you.
Oh, God. I don't know how they fucked up Terry Crews, but they did. So this movie's... Let me just give you the plot real quick. It's set in the Wild Wild West era. Adam Sandler plays an orphan white man who's raised by Indians. And I would have hoped he would have... Netflix was paying him enough money that he would actually be interested in this product.
Right.
But the entire movie, he looks like he's about to fall asleep. He talks like this, and I don't know if that's the character he's going for, just like this guy who's completely detached from everything that's going on. But there's just nothing happening when the camera gets on Adam Sandler, which is quite a bit, and it's just frustrating to no end. So you get all these really great racist Indian jokes, and Adam Sandler just not being funny. So it's just a movie of hate. It's great.
Well, thank you. So
he's raised by Indians, and obviously that makes him a master of daggers, bows, hand-to-hand combat, and acrobatics.
Okay, so he made himself a badass in a movie again.
Yep.
Have you noticed that he does that all the time? He always makes his characters either super badass, or for some reason women are in love with him.
Or for some reason completely douchey.
Well, that's just Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah, okay. I like the early Adam Sandler though. Fucking Big Daddy is so great.
Like really early. It's long past. Stop hoping for it to return. Adam Sandler.
I grew up with that Adam Sandler.
I did too,
Adam
but
Sandler back.
He doesn't exist anymore. That Adam Sandler is dead.
So it starts out. Adam Sandler's finally meets his biological father because he's been orphaned and he's raised by these Indians. His biological father finds him and he doesn't trust him at first, but then he trusts him, and then the biological father is kidnapped over $50,000 in gold that he stole and hid. So Sandler's like, oh, he's my dad, I gotta save him now, and vows to rescue him. For some reason, this guy has been in his life for a day.
Because they needed a plot to a movie.
Yeah, that's a good point. And he's a totally shitty person, too. This dad's not a nice guy. So his dad has stole $50,000 in gold from these other people, and they kidnap him. So Adam Sandler decides the best way to save his dad is to steal $50,000 in gold from other people around the world as he's going to find his dad.
What?
And yeah.
So he steals, as he's on his journey to find his dad, he's stealing money the whole way there to pay the ransom?
Yep.
So stupid.
He justifies it by saying he's only stealing from bad people, but...
Oh, okay. There you go.
He steals from a bank. He steals from an innkeeper. Yeah. He steals from... what was the other... Whatever, it doesn't matter. He steals from a shit ton of people, and they're just regular business people.
But they're bad people.
Along the way, he learns that his dad was a bit of a man whore, and he now has 5 other brothers joining his cause, which form the Ridiculous Six.
So, the shittiest, Wild Wild West superhero group of all time.
Yep.
We're the Ridiculous Six. Well, I saw that on Netflix, and I made a point not to watch it. So, at this point now that you've seen it, and it's terrible, is it terrible as in, for people who enjoy terrible movies because of their terribleness, that they still make you laugh? Or is it just one of those terrible movies that you can't even laugh at how bad it is? You just cringe at how bad it is?
A bit of the latter. I wish there was more, because every now and then these movies come out and you're like, okay, there is a few scenes that I'll watch it for because they're ridiculously funny in context, but outside of that, it's a bad movie. But this one just truly is terrible. It's
just a bad movie.
One scene. I didn't like. There's probably about 20 minutes of the movie left. I had to turn it off. But there was one scene because it's two fucking hours.
You don't know what happened?
Hours.
You don't know how it ends?
I didn't care.
How does it end?
One redeeming scene though. A fight scene between Luke Wilson, who stars in like Old School and Idiocracy, and Harvey Keitel, who's Mr. White in Reservoir Dogs. So it's like the hella badass old dude versus Luke Wilson, this like funny guy.
Yeah, the star of Idiocracy.
Yes, exactly. Luke Wilson, he's not fighting back because he doesn't want to spill his whiskey. So the entire time, this old guy is just kicking the shit out of him and throwing him around the room, and he's like, entire focus is just not spilling his drink. And he's like getting hit in the face, and then Harvey kind of realizes that he's not worried about that, but he's worried about his drink.
Right.
So he tries to fight the drink, and all of a sudden Luke Wilson is incredibly quick, and he just can't hit the glass. And that part was hilarious until Harvey just got super pissed off, broke a bottle, and ended the fight. So.
All right. Well, at least there's one redeeming quality.
Yeah.
So go look up that scene on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's
don't watch the whole movie just for that one scene.
I tried to Wikipedia the movie so I could like spoil it for everybody, but none of this makes any sense. Like I don't know what smoking foxes or the Left Eye Gang or Native Village.
One of the Indians' names is Stinky Beaver.
Oh my God. It's so bad.
Yeah.
It is so bad.
And then they like joke about that name and suggest even more shitty names that she should have had in the movie.
Like, did they? Oh dear Lord. Someone's gonna shoot Adam Sandler. Someone's gonna straight up assassinate him because they hate him so much.
They actually protest this movie. The Indians that worked on it.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
They said, I don't want to be a part of this, and walked off the set. And there's really only one scene with Indians in it. And I guess that's all they needed. Wow. They walked off set.
That's awful. Well, terrible movie aside. Do you have a good movie to tell us about this week to make us just get this nasty taste out of our mouth?
I do. I don't know if it'll clear the nasty taste out of your mouth because it is a low-budget horror movie.
I love low-budget horror movies.
Oh God! So okay, me too. I love horror movies. What's your favorite horror movie, Robbie?
The Thing, the original Thing, not the stupid remake. The original Thing.
God, I need to watch that movie
Just
again.
Done. That's what it is. That's what it is every single time.
So this movie is kind of like the Babadook. Have you seen that?
Yes, I have.
So it's like the Babadook, but there's no overarching metaphor. It's just a low budget horror movie. So there's no metaphor that they're trying to push or what is that called with the story and shit, whatever. It's
so there's no story. Is that what you're saying?
No, there's a story. God damn it, I'm fucking this up. Anyways, it's about these two girls that are now living with each other. They're sisters, and one of the sisters used to live in this home with her husband, but her husband mysteriously disappeared.
Oh.
And so it's 7 years later is when the movie takes place, and she's finally coming to terms with it. She can finally get the
7 years.
Yeah. What? No, it's after 7 years after.
What I'm saying is she finally comes to terms with the fact, like, she's finally getting over it 7 years later.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was like her
I don't care
husband,
about anybody that much. That's insane amount of time to just be moping around.
It's not like they broke up with her. They just fucking vanished. So she doesn't know if this guy was kidnapped or whatever, so she had an open case against him, and now she can finally close the case and she can file for his death certificate. He's gone for so long. So it's like she's experiencing stress hallucinations. Then all of a sudden it takes a weird turn and it becomes like this folklore fueled monster movie.
Oh wow. Do you ever see a monster?
You see little snippets of the monster. Like it's in the corner of the frame and it like scurries past the screen real quick.
Wow.
And it unfolds kind of slowly, but it's a really suspenseful, tension building story. So I really enjoyed it. It really pushes you into pushes your phobias of darkness and claustrophobic, phobias.
Yeah.
So suspenseful, drama filled. I recommend it.
All right. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I love monster movies, so The Thing being my favorite movie, obviously, like monster movies. So I think I'll have to check it out.
All
So
right.
thank you, Adam. Thank you for your wise words on two movies. One movie to never watch, The Ridiculous Six. Fuck you, Adam Sandler. Thank you for ruining the childhood hero that we had.
Seriously.
And Absentia, right?
You made Tits McGee. How you made that? You coined that phrase, Adam Sandler.
Tits McGee is such a funny name too. I don't care how old I will ever get. I will still laugh when people are named. When I come in a game and someone's name is Tits McGee, I will giggle.
All right, so we talked about movies. How about TV? What you watching, Robbie?
What am I watching? Like right now? Because I'm not watching anything right now.
Oh.
Or do you mean like what I'm like?
Yeah, like during shit, man.
No.
God, with it. Come on.
Are we on a show? I have been watching the newest season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It is a very intense cop drama that is
so
akin
intense.
to
CSI.
Law and Order and CSI. No, it's hilarious. It stars Andy Samberg, who obviously was from a lot of very funny movies and on SNL.
Oh,
And
love that Sandy Amberg.
Sandy Amberg. I love me some Sandy Amberg.
Oh fuck, that's right.
No. It's Andy Samberg. But on the show, okay,
It's
so
his porn star equivalent.
I'm Sandy Amberg. His relationships in that show with I don't know how to say this guy's name very perfectly, but Joe Lo Truglio. He is you'd recognize him if you see him, but his character in the show is the funniest and the greatest friend anybody could ever have. And then there's their captain is played by Andre Brower, whatever. But their relationships are just so goddamn funny in that show. And I mean,
honestly, these guys were all perfectly cast. Terry Crews is also in it, right?
Yes, Terry Crews is in it, and he plays a character named Terry. And I believe every episode he has to say something about how he talks in third person. He's like, Terry hates this, or Terry loves this.
Terry loves his yogurt.
Yeah. Terry loved love. But yeah, no, it's a great show. If you haven't checked it out, then check it out. So yeah, do it. Adam, where you at?
I'm right here.
What are you watching, Adam?
Ooh, my turn. I am watching Walking Dead. Is it? Have you heard of it? It's like
Have I heard of the what?
The Walking Dead.
Yeah, no. It's a show about
zombies.
there's zombies and
Undead walking.
some girl, some samurai. Yeah, she's pretty cool. I like her a lot.
Hashtag Women's Day.
Hashtag Michonne. So, you're watching the newest season of Walking Dead?
I am, yeah. And man, they just did a mid-season premiere, which fucking rocked my boat.
Your boot?
My boat?
Oh. Say rocked your world. That's what everybody said.
That's what I was looking
rocked
for.
your boat?
I couldn't think of world, man.
I feel
my
like
mind isn't that open right now.
Rocked Your Boat sounds like a song that the B-52s would have made. Right after Love Shack, then comes on Rock Your Boat.
God.
Rock your boat!
Fun story. I karaoke'd Love Shack in front of my family once when I was 12. That was awkward. Anyways, The Walking Dead mid-season premiere was incredible. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but they finally took the story and flipped it on itself and then put out an episode that was really fun to watch. It's been really grim lately, and it felt like the show didn't know where it was going, so
Right.
the mid-season premiere came out and just was like, fuck this shit, and changed everything, and it was incredible. And then they had this really fun like chase scene between the two main characters and this guy named Jesus, which was awesome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I recommend getting back into that series, Robbie, if you haven't been watching it.
I have not been watching it. I've fallen behind, but I will definitely have to pick it up. So that's what we're watching this week, guys. Brooklyn Nine-Nine and The Walking Dead.
All right, so now that we've hit TV, Robbie, what is the taste of your ears this week?
My ear taste? What have I been licking with my earbuds this week?
Boom.
I've been listening to, and I believe it's just one guy, and he goes by the name of Fear of Tigers. So on the first episode that with you, so episode 5, I talked about Dance with the Dead, which is a synthwave band. Fear of Tigers is a relatable synthwave band with like a little bit more poppy elements in it. So it's not, it doesn't like drop itself into like the niche genre of synthwave as much as Dance with the Dead did. Unfortunately, it was very hard for me to find a lot of information about the guy behind Fear of Tigers.
A little mystery.
Yeah, he's a mystery man. I just like in regards to how Fear of Tigers came about. But I don't think he's making music anymore, which kind of pop mix with synthwave, and it puts me in like a great mood when I listen to it. And honestly, if I needed an album to listen to while I was high on acid and felt like I was flying through the air, it would definitely be Fear of Tigers' first album, which I'm going to try to pronounce here, but I would probably butcher. It's called Causes Snufsigalonica.
Oh, I know what that means.
Yeah, you know what a Causes Snufsigalonica is? What is
yeah,
that?
I'm not going to tell you.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah,
I tried to Google it. I couldn't find anything. So the clip I'm going to give you this week is from the song I Can Make the Pain Disappear, which is a lot more upbeat than it sounds. So here it is.
I can make the pain disappear, and I can erase the past. I can make the future shine so bright, and I can make right now alright. I can make the pain disappear.
All right. So yeah, that was it. That was it for you. Hopefully you enjoy it. I enjoy it very much.
Man, I like that song.
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm sweating, I want to be listening to this song. So like,
Ooh.
if I'm doing an action that has me sweating, working out, making love, get a little intimate,
There it is.
this song would be the background tempo.
You could totally have a sex scene in a movie to this song, and it would be awesome. So, off that topic, Adam, what do you listen to this week?
High Low by I Am Dynamite. And the reason I say it like that is because they spell their name in all caps and no spaces. I am Dynamite.
I am dynamite.
I am Dynamite.
That's pretty
They're
awesome.
a rock band, simple beats, simple melody, super catchy chorus, 2 guys. So here is High Low by I Am Dynamite.
You take me high, you take me low, you take me anywhere you go. You are the one I can tell. You are the one I can tell. You take us high, you take us low, you take us anywhere you go. You are the one.
These guys are from Detroit, so they've probably seen some shit. And this song is off their album Super Mega Fantastic. Also all caps and no spaces. Super Mega Fantastic. It's great. They really like their fucking capital music.
Apparently they
their
do, yeah.
Capital letters.
I like their capital music. That sounds like very weird. Like,
This song popped up as a recommendation from Google Music. Thank you, Google Music, by the way. I will never regret my subscription fee as long as you're giving me these recommendations, because this song and this album are my new go-tos whenever I'm feeling blue.
I mean, since we talk about music all the time, Google, if you want to toss us like some kind of
Like $10 gift certificate, I'm down.
I was gonna say. I have no idea what I was gonna say. You keep going.
I don't think there's really a deep meaning to this song. The lyrics are pretty repetitive. Most of their songs are pretty repetitive, but it's such a fun melody / beat progression. It starts off with basic kick snare pattern, just do tsh, do tsh, do tsh, and it just builds complexity from there. And I just get amped every single time a new instrument comes into play in their songs. It's so good. They kind of remind me of OK Go, like that old OK Go treadmill music video.
Yes.
Oh,
I can hear that. I can definitely hear that with that song. They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool, Adam. They're pretty cool, man.
Thanks.
They're
I
pretty
appreciate
cool.
that.
Like they're kind of like you, Adam. They're cool.
Good. Oh,
You're a cool guy.
thanks.
Yeah. Hey, no problem. Hey, anytime.
Well, actually, we're kind of pushing our time right now, aren't we?
Yeah, a little bit, but we got one more thing we have to do.
Okay. And what's that?
It's you're gonna tickle me with some tech. What you're gonna do? You're gonna tickle my tech and
Adam's Tickly Tech.
Tickly Tech. Brought to you
Tech.
by dildos.
No.
Yeah, that's what you're.
Oh, now you made it dirty. Can I
That's-
change the name now?
Honestly, who pays us to do this segment? So I have to tell people that. I'm
Electro
sorry.
Electronics. That's what I'm going with. now.
Electronic dildos is the term.
You ruin everything.
I'm not. It's not my fault. Talk to EED. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. So Adam, what do you have on the Tickly Tech menu this week?
Build or buy a VR ready PC. That's the topic of this week. So what do you think you should do, Robbie? Would you buy a pre-built VR ready PC?
So a VR, the virtual reality ready PC.
Right.
They're
yeah.
making PCs like
Specifically
specific to that.
because
Oh.
the VR ready PCs are powerful. So if you're looking to get into gaming on a desktop computer, then you would probably look at these or look at custom building.
I would custom build.
Okay.
Yeah, I from what I know, custom building just saves you a little bit of money, and I like to, I don't know, I like to mix and match the parts sometimes and make it my own.
I get you. Yeah. Interesting note, though, going into this question, if you buy a VR ready box, you get $200 off when you buy or bundle that with the Rift. But you do have to pre-order the Rift when you do that. So let's see if bundling that saves you some money. Because if you're going to buy the Rift and you're going to buy a PC, you might want to check the options. So we've got 3 major brand names bundling the Rift with these computers. We got Alienware, we got Asus, and we got Dell.
Asus.
Alienware has always been they have a high price point, but they have a good build quality. Asus and Dell I haven't had as much experience with, and Alienware I've only had experience with their laptops. Their laptops have been pricey, but I don't feel like it's going to fall apart anytime soon. I've literally had my Alienware laptop for a decade now, and it hasn't.
Wow.
Yeah, and it hasn't treated me wrong.
That's good. That's hard to find in a PC. It's hard to find in a
With that
laptop.
in mind, the X51 is out, and they're selling it in this really, really small footprint. It's a powerful computer in a slightly bigger box than a gaming console. So they packed a punch in this tiny thing that you can put underneath your TV.
Dang.
And you can run Steam in big picture mode and all that, and your Oculus software. It's an Alienware only case, so you won't be able to find this LED ridden box anywhere else. You get Dell support for 1 year.
Ooh. Dell support for 1 year.
1 full year.
I didn't know Dell was still doing anything. I thought Dell was gone ages ago.
Dell's huge, man.
Oh,
Dell's
wow.
huge. They're
My
the
bad.
biggest right now.
Sorry, Dell. Love you, buddy.
So if you want to get a pre-built, worry-free, powerful PC, you got Alienware. So I priced I picked all the parts out and priced it myself on what their computer would be at if you bought it with custom components. So the VR ready models start out at $1,350 and they climb up to $1,500. I was able to build the same computer as the $1,500 model using custom parts for $1,060. $1,060.
1060, everybody. 1060. That's all he's trying to say.
You get 3 years, 3-year warranties on all these parts when you build a custom computer. So you're already getting 2 more years than the Dell warranty if you're worried about support or whatever. And I deal with these companies on a daily basis. They get your parts repaired quickly. They get it fixed in a timely manner. So in this comparison, you save about $500 going custom. That is mitigated by the $200 coupon if you buy the Rift. So if you do buy the Rift, you get an all-around savings of $300 still. So let's move on to Asus. Hopefully they'll have a little bit more bang for their buck, you know? Asus.
I don't like that idea. That's scary. I don't want my computer to have bang. That just sounds like nothing's gonna work.
Dude, you gotta have all the bang if you're gonna do VR.
It's gonna explode.
So this comes in 2 form factors. You can either pick your regular boring desktop or you can get smallish console. Both of these cases are Asus only, just like Alienware. Their smallish console case is the coolest looking from the 3 companies that I've seen, with a little more subtle LEDs, but you can change the color however you want, and it can react to your music using software. It's a pretty groovy gimmick, man.
Oh, bro, groovy.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool, actually. I like that a lot.
Yeah. So, do you remember my old computer?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Hands in the shit.
I actually like. I hate to say it, but I am so in love with lights and LED lights on everything. And like, it's just for show. I know it is, but like, I would spend so much money on that shit.
You'd probably like Asus's cases then, because they come with like these laser etched panels that shine the lights in a really, really cool way. It's not just like Alienware where it's just fucking glowing. It's like a really, really cool lighted design.
Okay.
The regular desktop looking one is lovingly named the G11CD. And it's actually the weakest of the bunch. The one that's the biggest is the weakest. It has the worst specs. It's got a lesser CPU, less RAM, so 8 instead of 16, and no solid-state drive. It comes out to an even $1,000.
God, what?
So this is less than the Alienware and my custom build, but is the downgrade really worth it, though? You're already teetering on the edge of VR ready with these builds.
Ready.
VR ready. Because the VR headsets are going to require a lot of horsepower. Mm-hmm. So you're already teetering on the edge. So why, if you're going to spend this much money, just go to the next level, you know?
Yeah, gotcha.
So the cool little small guy, or as Asus calls it, G20CB, swaps out the crappy processor with an expensive i7, brings up the RAM, slaps in an always appreciated solid-state drive. This one comes out to $1,800.
Oh my god! Jesus! On top of the VR that you're already buying, that's nuts.
That is nuts. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Headsets are over $600, $700.
Yikes.
But you get $200 off though, Robbie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I priced out a replica build, and it came out to a pretty fucking sweet number.
Would you call it elite number?
I would call it elite number. $1,337.
Oh!
Oh, snap.
Oh, silly, bro!
If you don't know what I'm talking about, type that shit into a calculator and look at it. It literally spells the word elite.
You have to flip it upside down.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
Why do you have to flip it up? That means it... No.
3, yeah,
The 7 is a T, bro.
No.
And there's no mention of how long the Asus products will support their product for. So, you know, it's probably a year, but I'm not going to speculate. Last but not least, Dell. No, last but least, Dell.
Oh, damn!
Which is kind of funny because Dell owns Alienware. So they were technically first also, but whatever. Let's see what they have to offer. So they're selling their XPS 8900 series as their VR-ready line, which comes in this sweet-ass regular-looking box that's all black, shiny plastic. Because everyone loves black, shiny plastic that just gets covered in dust and scratched to shit, right?
So it's just a
Fucking
super
A,
boring case.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it's
man.
gonna look ugly in a year and a half. I
Yeah.
guarantee it.
Yeah.
They start at $1,200 and scale all the way up to $2,200.
Oh, dear Lord. That's insane.
What's the most insane part is the $1,200 selection is an exact copy of Asus's $1,000 section. So
Oh, damn.
you're spending $200 more for a worse case.
Just for the name.
Just for the name.
Wow.
And a worse case. You get a worse case, so it's more than just the name.
Do you get it? But Adam, how's the case?
It's worse.
Oh, okay.
Even more interesting, the 2200 model is almost exactly the same as the $1,800 model.
Oh my
from Asus.
god.
They did include a slightly larger solid-state drive and a Blu-ray player, though. So that's worth $400, right, Del?
Wow.
So you get a tiny bit more storage space, and you can play Blu-ray models on your Oculus Rift. I don't know if that's ever going to be necessary, but if you ever pick any of these up, please stay away from Dell. They're not worth it for the amount of money you're spending. All right, so my verdict in all of this: buying a pre-built can be great, especially if you're a console gamer through and through, and you just don't want to fuck with buying and building with all these custom parts.
Right.
You know, there's a scary factor to that. Are you gonna fuck the parts up? How do you do it? Whatever.
Yeah.
I get that. But hear me out. You get a cheaper price. Comparing these builds, you'll save anywhere from $200 to $500. That's sweet, sweet pocket change for spending on those games. You're gonna need it when you're buying an Oculus.
Exactly. You're gonna need every amount, every penny you can save.
You'll also get the knowledge that building a PC provides, which I think you even touched on, Robbie, in the beginning, right? You were saying how you actually like picking them out and
Yeah.
putting your own
It's definitely fun
personality
putting it all together.
because you get to choose your own case and
yeah.
you get to, you know,
There's a sense of pride putting it all together and then seeing your end result.
yeah,
It's
and you're
just
like,
like
oh
it's
my
your little
god, it
baby.
works.
Yeah.
You get to push the power button and then it starts glowing and you're just like, fuck.
I didn't static
did it.
shock my motherboard and destroy everything. Good for me.
Speaking of upgrading, everything mentioned here, including my builds, are borderline VR ready. Meaning they'll run stuff right now, but what happens in 2 years when graphic fidelity is even more impressive,
We got a thinker over here, everybody.
right? What are you going to want to do in 2 years when you can't run shit as well as you used to be able to? You're going to want to fucking upgrade. Are you going to send it back to Dell in 2 years?
No, we only have 1 year of Dell support. Duh.
Boom. So, just learn it now.
Yeah.
Save money now, and doing upgrades is easy when you know how everything goes together. It's cheap and it's easy. Doing that when someone else built your machine is not as much. So, my verdict,
All right.
build your own PC.
Build your own goddamn PC.
Even with the $200, like if you're gonna
Yeah.
buy the Rift, you know you're gonna buy the Rift, and you want to buy one of these, even with the $200 off, you're still gonna find a better deal with custom parts.
So I think it's safe to say, everybody, that Adam would think it's best to buy a pre-built PC, right?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
All right, so that's your verdict there. That's where you
Yeah.
want everybody to construct their own PCs, learn the
Hey,
knowledge, save yourself some money.
Exactly.
All righty. Well, is that it for Tickly Tech then, Adam?
Tickly Tech has come to a close.
And with that comes the close of the show.
No.
As usual, everybody, thank you so much for listening to the show.
I'll miss you, listeners.
We
Please-
will miss you. Until next week, though, when we are back in your ears, giving you our tasty voices and video gaming news and nerd news and
tech news and all that, just nudes.
You sent nudes?
Yeah, I've sent a few viewers nudes. They asked for it, so
They ask for that, but they don't even send us a gamer story that's fucked up.
Well, I mean, we trade them, so
okay.
it's fair.
Go ahead and ask Robbie for that. He'll probably provide.
Anytime.
But in the meantime, listeners, have a good night. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
God, that was lame. That's it. That's how it ends.
Please end it with God. That was.
I will. Don't you worry.
Oh shit! Fuck.
go
That
with
was a
it.
long episode.